Welcome to another RMSO Driving Roundtable. We're in the Montpelier area of Idaho. Last night we went and watched Dr. Jeff Meldrum give a speech or a lecture on
relic hominids.
We got a picture of him with some casts and stuff. We'll include that in this video. We're going back into the Bloody Bucket area near Montpelier because of the Bigfoot sightings here. We're actually scouting out a new area to come back and camp. So what you're seeing right now is new to us. I work with a gal that grew up in Montpelier. She used to hunt and camp with her dad in these mountains, and so between her and her dad, the Bigfoot sightings they've heard about, they're like, check out this area, check out that area. So this is also near the Bloody Bucket. It's nice to talk to the locals so you can figure out all the nooks and crannies that you might miss in a certain area.
This is one we've missed so far.
She says there's no paid campgrounds back in this area, and I'm like, that's exactly what we want. Nothing wrong with paid campgrounds, but
more into the true wilderness.
And I think it cuts down on the
traffic.
Yeah, it cuts down on the camping traffic. A lot of people won't go unless they have the amenities of a paid campground.
We understand the value of a bush and its many purposes in life.
We just got back from a 8-day Bigfoot expedition into the Mongolian Rim. First, look, there's a mountain lion.
Look at mountain lion right in front of us.
Just crossed the camera.
Right in front of it.
Dang it, I didn't get to see
Dang
it.
You'll get to see it on camera. Stop, Derek. Let me see if we can see him.
He went right through here. That's where I was trying to get us.
I still haven't seen one in the wild.
That's the second time I've seen a mountain lion cross in front of a car. The last time was up by Whitney Lake. It crossed at night. This is the first daytime road crossing by a mountain lion I've saw. We just barely got into this canyon. Thanks, Betty. She's the one that suggested between her and her dad that we come up and look around for Bigfoot. If the mountain lion are here, I'm sure it's a good spot for any apex predator and omnivore, because obviously the game are here if the mountain lion are here.
Right there, deer, something way up on top of that ridge. You barely see him just staring at us broadside. You see him?
Oh yeah, I do.
See?
It's a deer. You can see his little white butt.
Yep.
I wish you had a sunroof in this.
Sorry, man.
It's all right.
He's just moving
Yeah,
off
he's
now.
just moving
It's
off
just a
anyway,
deer.
but just a deer, but I mean, mountain lion, deer.
Yeah. Well, now we just need Bigfoot to show his ugly face, and that mountain lion crossing the road's the exact reason we do these driving round tables, because I immediately grabbed a camera to get a photo or video with a handheld camera of that mountain lion, and it was gone before I could even get this camera that's in my hand turned on. If that had been a Bigfoot, same difference. You gotta have the camera rolling on these things, or
it's gone.
it's just gonna be a story. I saw a Bigfoot cross the road.
It's a fish story. He was that big.
That's right. So Yeah, perfect example why we need a camera rolling in these types of areas when we're driving around.
That was awesome.
Into a good-sized mountain lion.
That is a rare sight right there, man.
Yeah. In the northern part of Utah, there's an estimate of 5,000 mountain lion, and you never see them on a hike. I've only ever seen one road crossing in Utah my whole life. This is my first road crossing of a mountain lion in Idaho, and I know the mountain lion, there's more mountain lion in Idaho than Utah. That rare, and we get a road crossing. So like Meldrum's lecture last night, he says a liberal figure is
75 to 150, what he said.
and he says that's a quite liberal estimate of the amount of Bigfoot that lives in the state. And if they have evolved to avoid men and they're smarter than like mountain lion and bear, that's why the sightings are so
rare.
Yeah, so rare. So, but if you study Bigfoot sighting reports, over half the sighting reports, the biggest percentage of them are road crossing sightings. So when we're on these Bigfoot expeditions, even though we hike dozens of miles when we're on these expeditions, our biggest chance of actually seeing one is the drive in and the drive out road crossing. So we'll always keep a camera rolling on these.
That was awesome.
I feel sorry for myself.
You'll get to see it on video.
Oh, boo.
Sorry, Jan.
Yeah, we got to see him for 4 or 5 seconds, and that still wasn't long enough to turn on a camera and get it on it.
I don't even think it was that much. He had that road crossed. We got it on video. People know.
It was, it didn't even take the time it took to turn my head. I was looking out the side window, and you said mountain lion, and I flicked my head around, and it was already gone.
It was already gone, yeah.
It took me a second to register what it was. He was almost all the way across the road before my brain registered.
Yeah, mountain lion. Lion.
I was just like, oh, an animals, and then bam, oh wow, it's not just any animal.
Yeah.
The thing about a mountain lion is they're so similar in the color of the deer in the area, and then their back is as high as a large deer. And so that's the first thing that my mind sees is, oh, a deer, and then when you see the head and tail, I mean, and then it registers it's a cat.
That's the biggest thing probably hit me was the tail hanging out of it.
That's a long tail.
3/4 the length of the actual cat, if not longer, you know.
Yeah, the tails usually look just as long as the cat itself. This is beautiful back in here.
It is beautiful country.
I'm glad we found it.
Absolutely. As Kelly said, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't find it. I'm glad we came back here. Yeah.
We got suggested this spot by a local.
I'm going to take a page out of Kelly's book. I'm going to slow us down a little bit. Sorry, driving too fast, people.
By the way, it always appears that we're driving faster than we really are with these dash cams.
I really enjoyed that talk last night about the propulsion system of
Sasquatch.
the Sasquatch foot, and all of the charts and his explanation of the mid-tarsal break and how the footprints look the way they do and why.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a full grasp on exactly why the footprints look the way they do.
Yeah, how the
last
mid-tarsal
night.
forms.
Yeah, and that was just so neat to learn.
Absolutely explained the mechanics of it all very well.
What I love is when Meldrum showed up, one of his best examples of the mid-tarsal break on a cast, and actually he was showing a photo of the actual footprint, and then the cast next to it after it was casted, and Jenny's like, that's exactly like the footprint we found in Sasquatch Canyon in 2012. It's exactly like it. And I'm like, yup, it's that the blaring similarity, you know. And that was a deep one. I mean, tracking that Sasquatch at that time, we found 4 of its tracks, and one of the tracks was at the edge of the river, and it looked like it leaped the entire river, and then it hit right about a foot away from the water where it was kind of soft and sunk in about 5 inches, and then it leaped up onto the other embankment and walked up the hillside. And so it was just a very fortunate place for us to find a footprint with all the toes and everything. I'll include that footprint now that I'm talking about it in this video.
And what you were actually commenting about on the footprint itself, I really enjoyed the fact that he took, you know, the famous Patty footprint, put it side by side with a Paul Freeman footprint, and then put that side by side with all three, the one from China, and showing the similarities between them all.
And the little balls
I mean,
right at the pads of the foot, and explaining where everything is. It just made so much sense, and you understand why the foot shape looks the way it does.
Yes.
Because of the bone structure, which is really neat.
And you dang near almost could have put them all side by side and never even known
It was a different
it was a different animal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, I agree, it was a great lecture.
Yeah, what he's showing is the phenomenon of a relic hominid is worldwide. I mean, how can people be pulling off the morphology of the foot perfectly in separated by thousands of miles all
and
over
30
the planet?
years. And 30 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like that little forest ranger in China. You know, he did not know the bone structure of the patty creature and copy it.
Like he said, there's a complete communication breakdown. They can't even talk to each other, and it was just him showing pictures that he had of it. That the Chinese scientist just was like, hey, you know, pointing at it, literally just pointing the fact that this is it. This is what it looks like.
Well, it was 1996 that Meldrum started studying the relic hominids, getting into the Bigfoot subject, and so it's only been since 1996 that an expert on primate locomotion has been able to take the corroborating evidence and put it together and, you know, show why the morphology and why the footprints are certain shapes. Because of the morphology of the foot.
You know.
Well, this canyon definitely looks like a canyon near the Bloody Bucket that we should be camping in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if there wasn't so much snow, we could get farther back in there.
And honestly, I don't care whether or not it's a maintained camping back here. I like the wilderness factor of it all. And this, very easily, obviously you can pull a trailer back into here like it's nothing. Which gives us all the amenities we could possibly want.
I can't wait to get home and view that mountain lion footage and see how well it showed up on the camera.
It should be plain as day.
Yeah, it was daylight and stuff. It was about double the range of your headlights if it happened at night. If that had happened at night, the camera would not have picked it up because it was out at the
reaches.
Yeah, I think it was out of the reach of the headlights, or where the headlights are effective.
This is beautiful country, man. Anywhere around us is beautiful country. Tooting the horn, we live in the best place in the world.
Yeah, and we're one day drive to a lot of the most famous Bigfoot
sightings. Yep.
Well, videos. We can get to the Patty location in a full day's drive, and in a half day's drive, we can get to the Paul Freeman location. So,
Actually, I'd have to say we could get to the Patty, and it wouldn't be a full day's drive if we just drove straight. It would be a long drive, though.
we can get to the Patty location in about 12 solid hours of
12
driving. And the Paul Freeman, we can get to that one in about 9 hours.
Is it that far?
Yes.
Yes, it's about 9 hours, yeah.
Once you hit the dirt road, it takes quite a while to get back in there.
And on top of it all, we live in ideal country for our own sightings, my own sighting.
There's a lot of sightings in Idaho and Utah.
Hell, how many sightings do we have up on top of Monte Cristo, and we can be there in a little over an hour?
Yeah, 90 minutes. We're right in the middle of a bunch of Bigfoot sightings up on top between all those springs.
And we're 2.5 hours from where we're sitting.
Well, this place will definitely be on the list
Absolutely.
this year.
It was a great start to it, that's for sure.
At that seminar that we went to last night, we also met some of our viewers who were very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, hi Sherry.
Shout out
if
to
you're
Sherry
listening-
and her hubby.
Yeah, if you're listening, Sherry, we would be so happy to go camping with you at
The Klamath River
Klamath
area
River
that you were
area.
talking about. That would be awesome. We would love to meet up with you and your boyfriend. And
Husband.
his husband.
oh,
Recently married.
oh yeah, that's right. You guys said that they're
Our
newlyweds.
newlyweds.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very nice people.
Always meet nice people at Bigfoot conventions.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite places to go is that area. We've been there. The first time we went was a handful of years ago, and we have been back every single year.
6 years in a row.
6 years in a row because it is so beautiful. And,
Except maybe this year, because we went to Arizona.
oh yeah.
Year's not over.
Yeah, the
Fair
year's not
enough.
over. It's pretty early in the year.
The slot that we usually use to go to Bigfooting in California, we went to the Montpelier Rim this time.
Yeah. They're flooding right now, that's why.
Yeah, all the water problems that they've been having.
It was a worthy trip, though. I enjoyed that Arizona trip.
Moyan Rim. It was fun.
Ogion. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it because it was new. And
Yes.
it was fresh. And it's just beautiful. The Ponderosa Forest was just wonderful.
Amazing.
And it was still nice and cool still.
Yes.
In the 50s and 60s. It was great.
That whole area of from Flagstaff all the way through the Mongolian Rim and stuff, it just makes sense after you get there and check the area out why people are seeing Bigfoot in that section of section of Arizona.
Yep.
And I like how they call it the Mongolian monster, especially because the descriptions they're giving of the creature there are a bit different than the descriptions that people give of Bigfoot north of there, like from where we're from, the Pacific Northwest. Most of the sightings are of a dark brown, black creature, and its face, a lot of people describe its face as either ape-like or human-like. And in the Mongolian Rim, they're talking about a light brown, camel-colored creature that has a troll face with bumps all over its face. So, sounds like a scarier-looking creature in the face.
Something else that Meldrum was talking about last night was potential reasons of why you might see a little bit of change, but for the most part, they would be subtle changes, like who knows really.
Because of the breeding patterns.
Breeding patterns and isolation.
Genetic
and honestly,
isolation.
that whole Mogollon Rim, I mean, you're completely surrounded by some pretty serious
Substantial
desert.
Yeah.
So, you know, it might actually keep
It's an isolated
the breeding
population.
population locally right there. There's no reason for them to travel outside of that, because that wilderness is so vast and really pretty sparse in human population. I mean,
Yeah, I don't see him
Small towns and
leaving
stuff.
that rich living environment to cross a desert.
I like how he pointed out you never really know on the whole kind of the breeding cycles and how often one of these animals is actually going to die. The whole aspect of why don't we find bones. You guys ever get a chance to go to a seminar or a lecture from Dr. Meldrum, it's worth your time.
It really
Enlightening.
is.
Very educational. And he gives great suggestions for citizen scientists on collecting evidence. And I don't consider myself a citizen scientist. I search for Bigfoot, but if I come across potential Bigfoot evidence, it's good to know how to collect that evidence in a way that someone like Dr. Meldrum can use and analyze it. So I guess as soon as you find evidence, you become a citizen scientist at that point in time. So I still don't consider myself a citizen scientist. I search for Bigfoot.
I want to see it, and that's it.
I'm just going to throw it out there, and it's just because he said it too. You become a scientist the moment you start questioning, and the moment you start searching for an answer.
Science begins with your question.
Fair enough. I'm not a scientist.
But we're not trying to prove that it exists. We're just trying to see it.
Yeah, we're on the search for it, but we might as well try and get a video of the creature during our sighting, document our sighting.
And bring you all along with us.
Yeah.
And I always tell everybody, chances are I will be peeing outside the back of the tent and come face to face one and have no chance of filming it or photoing it. That's probably how it will play out, but always have to have a camera there in case.
You never know.
I know, maybe I should start peeing with the chest GoPro.
Oh,
Please
Kelly.
don't.
What? The chest GoPro ain't gonna show anything about me peeing.
Whatever.
And I don't have to use the footage unless Bigfoot's there. So
And-
nobody's gonna mind listening to me pee.
And that
If a
is the
Bigfoot's
end
staring
of that
at me.
conversation.
Yeah. Please.
Oh, you weirdos.
Yeah, we're the weirdos.
The whole herd of...
Yeah, there is up on the side hill.
Yep.
I want pictures.
Okay.
Can I have the camera? There's a lot of deer here.
Found the mountain lion food.
Yep, right there.
Such a distinction on north facing is to our left, north facing slopes, south facing slopes, and you can just tell the difference.
Yeah, and especially in Utah, one side of the forest will be just lush and thick with pine and aspen, and the other side will be juniper, cedar, and a bunch of scrub oak.
Gives you two types of habitat
Yep,
in just one
in the
canyon.
exact same canyon.
Exact same. You're seeing it right here.
Looks like two worlds. There's a bunch more deer.
Yep, you got high desert on the right and alpine on the left.
That's right.
That's what those Mink Creek kids were doing for their science class.
Yeah, he did bring that up, didn't he?
Yeah, they were in there filming the difference between the north slope and the south slope, and that's when the girl says, "Hey, there's some guy checking us out up on the mountain," and they were already filming, and the kid using the camera directed it up there, and as soon as that Bigfoot that was watching them noticed that they saw it, it turns into the tree in the hawthorn brush and disappears, and they were lucky enough to get it taken a stride or two before it disappeared.
Yeah.
We've visited that area twice.
And the only reason why that guy even got that video is because he was already filming and had a camera in his hand.
On.
It was on and videotaping because they were.
He wouldn't even have gone.
Yeah.
And he was good at.
And he was experienced with it.
Yes.
He was experienced with animals on the move because he's a hunter.
He's very lucky because just redirecting the camera, the Bigfoot was already retreating because it noticed it got spotted.
Yep. I'm glad he explained that whole situation.
Yes, I am too.
That really goes to show that Bigfoot consciously tries to stay out of sight of humans. Oh, I got noticed by.
Yep. He observes until he can't observe no more. Gets caught, he's gonna walk away.
I think the majority of them would have seen people and immediately went the other way, but out of curiosity, that one watched them a little bit.
This guy's got a great little spread. I like both these little houses here.
Yeah, living at the mouth of a canyon would be very pleasing.
Yeah. You had a mountain lion about 500 yards up the road. Let you know. I'm sure that wouldn't have been the first they've saw. Maybe. It's not something you see every day. Even being right here by them. So
We just, right place at the right time, we lucked out. That's how a Bigfoot sighting plays out right there. That mountain lion does not want to be seen.
No.
They're all about hiding from predators and hiding from prey. A mountain lion always wants to stay hidden. So that was a complete random stroke of luck.
Nope. And if anybody saw that robin come kamikaze through past us, I missed him. I didn't hit him. He dang near got hit because he was right at the front of the car. We're about out of here.
Yeah.
We're getting backed out of this canyon.
Well, I'm excited. This place is really nice.
Yeah, we couldn't get in as far as we wanted to because of the snow, but when we come back here to camp in a month or two,
We'll take you
it'll
all the
be
way back.
just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, this gets us back close to the Bloody Bucket on the west side of the Bloody Bucket. We've been all over the east side of the Bloody Bucket. Yeah, we're back to civilization. I hope you guys enjoyed the excitement towards the beginning. I mean, was the mountain lion crossing. That's exactly what we hope happens with the Bigfoot, that we have a camera rolling if we ever get one of those lucky by chance road cross sightings.
Especially in broad daylight like that. That would be just too awesome.
All right, well, keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.